You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, new ambulances to enhance emergency care on Grand Bahama. Plus, Tourism Minister highlights major boost in airlift for Bahamas Air. And this week, it was back to school for thousands of private school students. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, everyone. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you for tuning in. Topping news tonight, as the government moves to enhance healthcare services on Grand Bahama, the Minister of Health has announced the arrival of new ambulances to improve emergency care. This development comes in response to persistent calls from island residents. Tonight, the Minister of Health and Wellness is reaffirming the administration's commitment to addressing these urgent needs. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
The country's health and wellness minister and his team of healthcare professionals are working tirelessly to repair common issues that have been affecting performance of departments in the Grand Bahama Health Services, in particular, the emergency medical services. Dr. Darville making an announcement of 15 to 20 ambulances are on their way to Grand Bahama. This comes at the helm of complaints regarding the insufficient medical responses on the island, which Darville says will now be no more.
We have 12 to 15 ambulances en route from Spain. I've learned today that some of them have arrived. I hope that is good information.
The health minister furthering that the EMS vehicles will not be arriving on one shipment.
It didn't come on one ship, and so there's 2 other ships that are en route, and ambulances was something that we have been waiting on for some time.
While Grand Bahama is on the brink of newly built facilities, repaired machines, model upgrades, and now new fleets, the minister noting that the family islands will not be left out.
I will speak to the media as we take them off of the dock and put them in service, not only in New Providence and Grand Bahama, but throughout the family islands.
The minister notes that new fleets have been a highly anticipated request for some time, and he is pleased to note that their commitment to providing solutions to the matter will be resolved shortly. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Thanks, Jolanda. In other news, as the island's tourism economy surges, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper has announced a significant boost in airlift for the national flag carrier Bahamas Air. During a recent visit to the Bahamas Air staff and a tour of the Grand Bahama International Airport, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, detailed the forthcoming enhancements poised to elevate the country's connectivity and support its thriving tourism sector.
We're also looking at new routes. We're looking actively at West Palm Beach to Freeport, and also we are looking actively at Jamaica to Nassau.
This week, Bahamas Air was honored as the Caribbean's leading airline for 2024, marking the 5th consecutive year the national carrier has received this prestigious accolade. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper informing ZNS News that additional exciting plans are in the works for Bahamas Air.
We are looking at some very progressive initiatives. We're at the moment looking to see how we can increase capacity in terms of acquisition of a new fleet that is actively under consideration. It's going to take some time.
In other news, shifting from air travel to sea travel, Carnival Celebration Key has officially established its headquarters in Freeport. This central location is expected to enhance operational continuity and serve as a tangible reminder that the eagerly awaited cruise port is progressing. Shane Stubbs provides further details in this report.
It's indeed happening. That's the theme surrounding Celebration Key as we move closer to next year's anticipated completion. Executives and government officials gathering here at Millennium House, which is now the headquarters for Celebration Key, and there's a lot of enthusiasm in the air as workers move in to their new workspace.
My colleagues and I have a place to call home, We have a think tank space.
Operations Manager for Celebration Key, Dominique Pinder, says it was an all-Bahamian effort in renovating the building into the cozy and productive workspace necessary to complete the multi-million-dollar project.
We have operations, administration, and finance right here now in the building. We're now not working from home and working in a smaller space. Now we're at desks and offices and workstations, and we're just happy to be together and to get the job done.
Vice President of Global Ports, Marie McKinsey, says Carnival remained steadfast despite Hurricane Dorian to bring the multifaceted attraction to the shores of Grand Bahama. And the opening of its headquarters stands as a symbol to that commitment.
We got to go 15 feet. We got to take the port higher. This storm and no future storm is going to stop us from building this port. This office is just one more milestone that solidifies the fact that we are staying here. We are here to stay.
Location, location, location. Executive Director at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Rupert Hayward, raved about the central planting of the main office, which provides residents with a chance to feel even closer to the project.
It's something that everyone can now see, feel, touch, and get excited about.
Assistant General Manager Brandon Culmer had an 18-year ambition to return home. That's something that falls in line with Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honourable Ginger Monksey's mantra to bring Grand Bahamians back to the island. With countless opportunities on the horizon, both feel that beacon is shining brighter.
It signifies the company's continued commitment to our beautiful island, vibrant community, and the Bahamian people.
Grand Bahama has always been a place of beauty and potential, and this new building will serve as a catalyst for our continued success. Here's to the future of Grand Bahama and the exciting adventures that lie ahead.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Great story, Sheen. Well, as summer officially wraps up and schools welcome students back, Bishop Michael Eldon School and Sunland Baptist Academy are two private institutions that wrapped up its first week for the 2024-2025 academic year. Principals at both institutions are eager to embark on a successful academic year. Matthew Martinborough visited both schools to speak with the head educators and students about their plans and expectations for the year ahead.
As students are entering the classroom for the first time in the 2024-2025 academic year, head administrators for both Bishop Michael Eldon School and Sunland Baptist Academy are excited for the new year ahead.
And remember the rules that we have. You know, if you're taking over.
We've put COVID and all of its challenges behind us, and so we're focused on building on our foundation of excellence.
The CEO of the school, Bishop Godfrey Williams, and the school board, they have made a decision to do some new and innovative things, so I'm really excited to be a part of this journey this school year.
Along with educators, parents of attending students expressing their high regards and expectations for their respective schools.
The academics of BMES, in my opinion, is at the top.
And I know Sunland Baptist Academy will not disappoint.
Students are also excited for the new year ahead, holding themselves to a high personal standard.
I just expect to come out and do well in school, of course, and my career as an athlete, I expect to do exceptionally well, you know, as a leader, to set an example for the little kids coming up. And
right now my main goal is getting a good score on the SAT so I can finish with a full scholarship so I can go off because this is my last year.
In the wake of the announcement, the Bahamas General Certificate of Secondary Education examinations this past year, showing a 10.5% increase in participation as well as an uptrend in passing grades, both Cynthia Wells of Bishop Michael Eldon School and Cheryl Wood of Sunland Baptist Academy are not only proud of their respective schools' performances, but both agree that there is more work to be done.
The majority of our subjects, everyone had a passing average of 70% or more in those subject areas, and so we were delighted with that. In fact, for English language and literature and music, some of our teachers celebrated 100% pass rates for their classes.
We have seen also some improvement at the BGCSE level, but we still have some work to do there as well.
With private schools opening their doors earlier to accommodate their student bodies, government schools are set to start their academic terms on September 2nd. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
And on the crime beat, police on Grand Bahama need your assistance in locating a 26-foot white Scarab boat with one Mercury 300 horsepower outboard engine that was stolen on Wednesday, August 28, 2024. The vessel was moored in waters off Kings Road. If you have any information about this stolen vessel or may have spotted it anywhere, please contact Police Emergency at 911, 919, that is, the nearest police station or Grand Bahamas Criminal Investigation Department. Anonymous tips are encouraged and can be submitted to Crime Stoppers at 300-TIPS. When we come back, we pay tribute to fallen senior magistrate Debbie Ferguson. That story, sports, and more in the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this one, sis.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
God is Able Shoe Repair for back-to-school footwear, shoe, luggage, and belt repairs, orthopedic shoes, shoe polishing, hat spring, custom-made shoes, and so much more. Number 6 Churchill Building, downtown Freeport.
Step into comfort and style with Hush Puppies, now available in Nassau and Freeport at John West Shoe Company. Visit them in Nassau, Carmichael West behind Wendy's, or in downtown Freeport. Call 603-SHOE or 352-4574 to find your perfect pair today.
Foresight IT Professionals is offering back-to-school deals on all desktop and laptop computer systems, starting at just $4.99. Packages include printer and accessories. It's a great time to purchase that home or office computer. Phone 602-0946 or 813-3355. Foresight IT Professionals, your IT products and services resource.
Looking for something to wear this weekend? Step into the world of bad and bougie trends for stunning men and ladies outfits to must-have sneakers. Check them out at number 10 Churchill Building, Uncle P's Building and Unit. Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared. Your number 1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahamas Shipyard's $600 million expansion project is paving the way for a significantly expanded apprenticeship program. Recently, 16 Grand Bahamians returned from an intensive training course in the United Kingdom, equipped with new knowledge and enhanced skills. More in this report. The Grand Bahamas Shipyard is significantly expanding its apprenticeship program. Recently, 16 Grand Bahamians returned to the island after completing an intensive 3-month training course at a renowned engineering college in the United Kingdom. Grand Bahamas Shipyard Chief Executive Officer David Scantleberry praising their dedication and hard work, adding that this training will eventually be conducted in the Bahamas.
Not only did they learn a lot, they also had an enjoyable time in Birkenhead. For those of you who don't know where Birkenhead is, it's just across the river from Liverpool and a place with a long history of ship repair. What stood out for me with these 16 young men was they left home for 12 weeks, they went to the UK. Not only did they excel in their training, but from all the reports I have had, they were a credit to those who brought them up, ambassadors for Grand Bahamas Shipyard, and a credit to their country.
Philip Simon of Royal Caribbean Group announcing that the new apprenticeship scheme was launched in January of this year, with recruitment now underway for this year's cohort. The upcoming group will include 20 new apprentices across 4 trades.
And by year 4, up to 80 apprentices will be in training at any given time. Through this initiative, a new generation of technical expertise will be developed right here in Grand Bahama.
As the largest non-tourism employer on the island, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, has welcomed this initiative.
This initiative will cultivate the technical skills needed in the shipyard, affirming our belief that education is the great equalizer.
Now, the apprentices were selected from hundreds of applicants. They reported that the experience was highly rewarding, providing them with exposure to international standards within their fields.
Everything was super professional, super proficient. I wouldn't ask for a better mentor or instructor. His name is Kevin. He taught us all the fundamentals, all the basics of what it means to be a pipe fitter. I'll be enhancing my skills as a pipe fitter, taking everything that I've learned from the UK and bringing it back home.
The knowledge you gained, for sure, understanding your job assignment, what to do, how to do it, the correct way. A lot of people know how to do it, but they don't know the correct way, the safe way, so that's basically what we learned in the UK. This is definitely a life-changing opportunity.
Switching gears now, hundreds of parents and their children gathering at New Life Worship Center grounds for the Reach Out Youth Ministries rally and back-to-school giveaway. The event, hosted in partnership with Bishop Simeon Ouden and other sponsors, was filled with excitement, with attendees receiving inspiring words, school supplies, and spiritual enrichment in preparation for the upcoming school term.
We just want to make sure they prepare for the new school year. This is awesome to see the turnout again. But the Lord laid on my heart to minister to these kids. So we're going to also talk to the parents. But I'm excited to see so many people continue to support what I do.
We need to do more of these events, not just as it relates to back to school. For our young people, from every now and then, they need a healthy environment where they can just get out of the norm.
It's a privilege to be here to assist Dudley Said in his ministry, and we are there for anyone, any organization that needs help. Shriners is about giving back.
Now, Reach Out has long been a staple in the community, continuously hosting events like this, which has earned them praise for their dedication.
They have been with the community for so many years, giving back, and I believe they deserve a round of applause.
It's a heavy impact on the island, and every year the children look forward to it, the parents, you know, because things haven't been what it's supposed to be in Freeport for a long time. And all of these giveaways are just a great initiative for the island.
It's so much fun. I like the bouncy castle, I love hot dogs, and I love the music.
The judicial system is in mourning. One of their very own, a notable figure in the world of law, Ms. Debbie Ferguson, is being honored and remembered by her colleagues at the Garner-Lavardi Justice Center as they commemorate her life and legacy. Here's Matthew Mardenborough with that report.
Judicial officials from all over the Commonwealth are here at the Garner-Lavardi Justice Center to pay respects to one of their own, an accomplished lawyer and prosecutor whom elevated the ranks with grace and integrity. Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson.
We mourn the loss of our sister, and it's a sad day for all of us. We know that our loss is heaven's gain, but it's still a lot to suffer. We understand that her family feels it very deeply, but her judicial family also remembers her with love, kindness, and prayer.
Kind, intelligent, well-respected are few words which can be used to describe Debbie Ferguson's character throughout her law career. First coming to Grand Bahama from New Providence as a prosecutor, she was then elevated to the bench in 2003, becoming a magistrate, then evolving to Deputy Chief Magistrate. a position she held until her passing. Chief Magistrate of the Bahamas, the Honorable Mr. Roberto Reckley, and Senior Justice of the Supreme Court, the Honorable Madam Cheryl Grant Thompson, expressed their admiration of Ms. Ferguson's dedication to her craft in the world of law, not only in the courtroom, but beyond it as well.
She was dedicated to her job. She was efficient with what she tried to achieve. And at all times, she always tried to get the best of all the employees who were under her remit.
But she was always very concerned for the family. And I can remember she would always spend time with the virtual complainants and the family members. So she always brought love to her practice of the law.
The funeral service will be held in New Providence on September 5th. However, the Senior Justice shares it means a lot for her and the judicial family to be present here in the North to commemorate and honor their beloved colleague.
But we are very happy to be here because for very many years, her heart and her love has seemed to be in the second city, notwithstanding that her family resided in New Providence.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
That's a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Well, Raven Andrew Styles competed at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships over in Lima, Peru. We've got the results on that plus more, so stick around. Sports is next after this break.
Spend your weekend at Gombe Land. They're open 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. WhatsApp 816-3314 for more information.
Still thinking about you.
5 years later. You know what my grandson said to me the other day? Grammy, can you help me? I lost my mommy. The impact of Hurricane Dorian continues to live on. The stories.
A lot of people screaming out for help.
The emotions and the legacy of those who lost their lives.
Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. We can keep in touch. Glen's starting to pick up now, so.
This is me, my husband, Rob. Oh, no, this is my room right now. This is Title's buds.
And he fell. He jumped back on the jet ski and he came back. He said, that's it. I ain't going back home no more. I said, what happened? He never told me what happened, but I assumed that he hit some bodies.
This amendment is for the people. I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest. Join us for this 5-day special series at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
It's the Battle of the Brains, 20 years strong and still going. Powered by Grand Bahama Power, fueling the future with scholarships and new opportunities.
After 20 years, I'm very confident in my team. I believe that we are very intelligent and we are very capable enough to actually win this entire competition.
I'm Leanna Johns. I'm from LAS, and I want to say thank you to Grand Bahama Power and to Buckeye for giving us this opportunity.
The Battle of the Brains, where school pride meets genius.
Good evening, beautiful people. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. We've got updates in track and field plus basketball, so let's get right to it. The 24 Elite was back in full effect in the nation's capital. This year was a bit more intimate, with 14 of the best players from around the country going through intense workouts over a few days. Shavano Buddy Heel says it's always been about giving players real opportunities.
Just hopefully 1, 2, it's never all 15. You know, it's 1 or 2 that you're inspired, and they take that work and apply it to their everyday work. And like a VJ or Donnie Freeman or Kai Jones or whoever, they end up putting their mental right and making that, this is what I want to do. And it's fun to see that.
While 7 players were selected out of New Providence, the 7 players selected out of Grand Bahama included Brian Cezalian, Claudius Burrows, Anthony Mizik, Sean Corneal, Isaiah Roker, Roland Williams, and Karami Styles. Next in sports, Andrew Styles competing for Team Bahamas at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships over in Lima, Peru. He finished 4th in Heat 2 of the 200 meters, running out of lane 2. Here's how he felt about the race.
I feel like I executed a bit better, probably drive more on the start. I really wasn't in the mix with the other competitors. It was empty lanes. two entry lanes in front of me. But, the curve is tight, but I just went out there, giving my best. It's very fast competition. These ain't easy conditions to run in, but these guys still come in with their A game, and they putting fire to the trap.
He clocked 21.72 seconds, which unfortunately left him out of the semifinals. However, Carlos Brown Jr. will advance through to the finals, which takes place this evening. Lastly, in sports, Grand Bahama amateur softball action continues tonight at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. In fast-pitch action, Sagoma Nailers will take on Swing and Misses in women's play. On the male side, Quality Press players go head-to-head with Chad Investments Golden Knights. The action takes off at 7. Also catch the action on Saturday and Sunday evening starting at 6.
And that'll do it for your sports check, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs. As always, be safe and be great.
Thanks, Shane. Now here's a check on your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's a beautiful
And now it's time to Ask GBPC.
How does solar power benefit customers?
Thanks for your question. I'm Nikita Mullings, the Chief Operating Officer here at the Grand Bahama Power Company. Here at Grand Bahama Power Company, we remain committed to protecting our customers from the volatility of the fuel market. This solar plant here works to reduce and stabilize the cost of power for all of our customers through managing our fuel costs. What it does is protects us from the volatility of the fuel market as we become less dependent on fossil fuel.
We all need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
During the calm before the storm.
Life-threatening storm surge and winds in the northwestern Bahamas.
2019, Freeport Grand Bahama, praying for the best.
And in the wake of the devastation. We've hosted countless shows. We've interviewed numerous individuals. We've covered every angle and shared everyone's stories.
The whole roof came off.
Now, 5 years after Hurricane Dorian, we are telling our story.
We need to move now. Let's go now.
You can see we make it out of the hurricane.
I wasn't imagining this.
I was scared. I didn't know if I was scared or coming and crying.
This was a storm like no other.
Join us for a Hurricane Dorian special as we take you into the eye of the newsroom. See what we endured behind the scenes during our relentless 72-hour live coverage from before and after the deadliest storm in our nation's history.
Outside is actually flooded.
This is more than a documentary. It's our journey, a testament to our dedication and our commitment to you. Airing September 1st on the only station that kept you informed during the worst storm in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is the eye of the newsroom.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Yvonne Walker, you are our Facebook friend of the night, and we thank you for always watching. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of our entire news team in the North, we say thank you for always watching, but don't go away. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the national report, scores of at-risk young men get a chance to become productive citizens. Tours on numbers positioned to set new records this year. Pace opening up its cosmetology department thanks to a local donor. And in sports, Government League basketball kicks off at D.W. Davis. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. Thanks so much for tuning in. On the eve of the opening of a new academic year, a group of students who once headed down the wrong path are now given a second chance at a bright and productive future. Today, this group of students were celebrated at a special ceremony, and Corval Pyfrom was there.
17-year-old Luther Hart stood before a crowd today and shared his remarkable journey.
I regret letting my mother down, letting Miss White, and I regret letting myself down. I got caught, was arrested, and I had to face the court. Trust me when I say it was not a good feeling.
Not very long ago, Luther, then a student at C.I. Gibson Senior High School, found himself on the wrong side of the law. He wasn't necessarily, quote-unquote, a bad kid. He just happened to fall in with the wrong crowd. It eventually led to an arrest and charge for firearm and ammunition possession. At that time, many thought he was headed for a very dark future. But look at Luther today.
I have attended BTVI, successfully completed National Center for Construction and Education program. On Friday, June of the 14th of this year, I also completed the National Training Agency Monetary Workforce program. I felt proud of myself for achieving these things, but still carry the weight of my past decisions.
Luther is one of the Royal Bahamas Police Force's Second Chance program success stories, sharing with the newest group of graduates of the program how he overcame adversity and turned his life around. He encourages them to believe that they can too.
I have learned a long life lesson. I want to graduate to understand you may not be as lucky as I was, but on that day I could have died.
It becomes evident after listening to them both. The Prime Minister and the Commissioner of Police feel strongly about the program's impact, each speaking today to the importance of second chances and why leaving any of our youth behind is not an option.
Today is a turning point where you leave behind the shadows of the past and step into the light of what I call new possibilities.
This new group of 38, both girls and boys from 7th to 12th grade, successfully completing the 2-week-long program. Some facing potential criminal charges. Today, they too were given a second chance.
I have made a decision, the powers invested in me, to pardon all of you. And we are talking about saving our youths.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Thanks a lot, Corval. It has been more than 3 months now since then 16-year-old Devin Isaacs left his Carmichael Road home and hasn't been seen since. Despite searches and frantic appeals from his family, the teen's whereabouts remain a mystery. He was last seen in surveillance video on May 15th. Today, Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez was asked about the investigation into now 17-year-old Devin Isaacs' disappearance.
To probe that matter, that investigation is still very alive, and we again appeal to members of the public with any additional information. It's like he just vanished. No, there's no information coming in, but we are still actively and still communicating with family members to keep them up to date, and if they have any information, to pass it to us.
The quick response by police resulting in 3 armed robbers, ages 16, 20, and 21 years old, now in custody. It was around 11:30 last evening when the 3 robbers, one armed with a handgun, approached a woman as she was coming out of her black Nissan March in the parking lot of a business establishment at the junction of Gibbs Corner and West Avenue. The culprits then robbed the woman of her car and drove west along Gibbs Corner. Southern Division officers responded quickly and recovered the stolen vehicle on North Street. An investigation into this matter continues. The national construction sector seems to be growing, according to the Building Construction Statistics report for the first quarter of the year. Permits were issued for 340 projects across this country. That's an increase by 20 compared to the same period last year. The value of permits also went up by $210 million. The same could be said for the private and residential sectors starts, which rose by $80 million, the commercial and industrial sectors by $102, and the public sector by $28 million. While 124 construction starts are on record, its value increased by $19 million compared to the same period last year. However, the private and residential sector starts went down by $1 million and $0.1 million respectively. On the other hand, though, 173 construction projects have been completed for the first quarter of 2024, which shows a decrease by 7 compared to last year. The relationship between the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union and the government is softening after concern was raised by the union representing BPL workers about the government's deal with a private company to manage BPL's New Providence electricity grid and distribution and transmission network. BEWU President Kyle Wilson is very happy that Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, met with the union and workers late last week, and his tone now is very complimentary.
There are a lot of persons who are still skeptic, to be truthful. And this is why the minister would have taken the task of reaching out to each and every employee over the next few weeks to reassure them personally. See, hearing it from me is one thing, but hearing it direct from the horse's mouth with the union bearing witness is another thing. And so they can ask and speak to those questions directly. And I think that's an excellent move on her behalf.
The Bahamas continues to build and boast about its tourism brand across the region, so much so that tourism officials plan to highlight recent performance forecasts at next week's State of the Tourism Industry Conference in the Cayman Islands. Regional tourism officials will hear how the Bahamas welcomed nearly 10 million visitors last year. This historic milestone represented a 38% jump from 2022 and 33% increase compared to 2019, while foreign air arrivals rose to 17% to a record 1.7 million in 2023. Sea arrivals that year surged 43.5% to a record 7.9 million. This upward trend has continued into 2024 with a notable 14% increase in foreign air and sea arrivals from January to June compared to the same period in 2023, translating to more than 5.7 million visitors in 6 months. Add to that, CaribbeanJournal.com reported that the Bahamas is among the top affordable Caribbean destinations for the upcoming fall season. And still to come, the police's back-to-school plan. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
With our KFC Bucket Meals with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers in peace. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
During the calm before the storm.
Life-threatening storm surge and winds in the northwestern Bahamas. 2019, Freeport Grand Bahama. We're praying for the best.
And in the wake of the devastation. We've hosted countless shows. We've interviewed numerous individuals. We've covered every angle and shared everyone's stories.
The whole roof came off.
Now, 5 years after Hurricane Dorian, we are telling our story.
We need to move now. Let's go now. You can see we make it out of the hurricane.
I wasn't imagining this.
I was scared. I didn't know if I was scared or coming and crying.
This was a storm like no other.
Join us for a Hurricane Dorian special as we take you into the eye of the newsroom. See what we endured behind the scenes during our relentless 72-hour live coverage from before and after the deadliest storm in our nation's history.
Outside is actually flooded.
This is more than a documentary. It's our journey, a testament to our dedication and our commitment to you. Airing September 1st on the only station that kept you informed during the worst storm in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is the eye of the newsroom.
.4.5 FM, the national voice, is on the move this Sunday. Join us, Church of God, Joe Farrington Road, for the service of installation for the Reverend Andrea Smith and Bishop Dr. Joseph A. Smith as Administrative Bishop of the Church of God, Bahamas. Save the date, September 1st at 4 p.m. at the William Johnson Auditorium on Joe Farrington Road. Live on the National Voice, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and ZNS TV.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Come Monday, police efforts at ramping up school safety will be in full force. Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando revealing today that he and his team have devised a strategy that will effectively address problem areas. He told reporters that police presence at and around our schools will be hard to miss.
You could expect a full force. All of the commanders we have met earlier in the week during our ComStat meeting. So we have everybody on board, including our school resource officers. They are up and about, and you will have all of the commanders from the various divisions who will be participating. That not only during school hours, but even after, because we know the different corridors where we continue to have little problems. So we'll be paying close attention to that, and we want to be consistent with what we are doing.
With the recent success of the recent national examination results, we highlight the work of an amazing local educator who is behind the wheel, contributing to the success of students in the classroom. Here's Desmond Saunders.
As thousands prepare for the start of the new school term, school teacher and language subject coordinator at C.H. Reeves Junior High School, Halnika Bodie Bain, is among many making last-minute preparations with the hopes of charting a new course for over 700 students.
The class is my solace. It's my sanctuary, and I love teaching, and the children make us happy. Many times we have personal problems, but when you hit the gate, a student may whisper a joke in your ear, and you may laugh, and then many of them are watching us, how we handle situations.
Awarded and selected by the language arts teachers in the New Providence District for being a skillful collaborator and outstanding educator, the language arts subject coordinator is hoping to work with students with low national reading test scores this school year, repeating the successes she's enjoyed recently.
The first year I came in as subject coordinator, we were at 43%. We would move to 55. We moved to 57. So not all the time you reach a 5%, but you still see an increase. This year, we're now at 60%. So we have 60% of those students going to the high school at an A to D. And sometimes you have many of them who came in as non-readers. We have some students who come in from other countries. I had a student this year came in, and my colleagues, we laughed. She could not understand anything I was saying. But guess what? She got a national exam. She got a D. Now, you may say, Miss being a D, you're bragging about a D. This was a non-reader.
The role of teachers in today's global environment can be most rewarding, though complex. In 2018, at the start of the academic semester, Bain's greatest test was losing her son during a tragic ordeal.
I had to come back to school in January of 2019 and continue with my 9th grade students. And I had those students in my class from grade 7. And in that academic year, 2019, my students would have scored 29 A's and 6 B's on the national BJC examination. No C's, no D's, we go straight to U's.
Bodie Bain, while reflecting on her varied experiences and lessons learned, remains optimistic of the opportunities ahead. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Great story there, Desmond. Employees at J.S. Johnson Insurance, agents and brokers enjoying some lighthearted moments ahead of the new school year opening next week. The workers dressed in uniforms representing their alma mater and participated in roll call and other pleasantries in keeping with the first day of school. Organizer Devonia Williams says the initiative was all in good fun.
There's a lot of the parents here at J.S. Johnson, they're preparing to send their kids back to school. And so we wanted to just have a little light moment, even as we prepare for the hustle and bustle of the traffic and getting our kids off on next week. And so we wanted to do something a little lighthearted for the staff here at JSJ, because last week, what we did was we prepared back to school packages for our staff so that we can, just be a blessing to them during this time.
Williams noted that the initiative ties in with the family atmosphere at J.S. Johnson.
The JSJ is a family, and so a lot of times when we present initiatives, a lot of persons are just prepared to be on board, because that's the type of, atmosphere that we like to create here at J.S. Johnson. We're a fun-loving company. When it's time to work, we work, but we also play hard as well. Well, a lot of times parents begin to get stressed out and hassled, so we just want to let them know that, listen, we're here and we support you in the midst of it all, and know that we love and we encourage you to continue to push your kids forward and do the best that you can as parents.
Providing access to continued education, or PACE, has been considered a beacon of hope for teen mothers. Today, thanks to the Sandals Foundation, the institution received additional support by opening the school's cosmetology department. In a small ceremony, staff members cut the ribbon on the small salon. PACE Foundation President Sonia Gibson says she is elated for the addition to the institution and hopes that the young women will take full advantage of it.
Being a teen mother means that you have a small child that you have to take care of. Having skills in manicure, pedicure, other cosmetology skills are things that you would possibly able to operate from your home base while managing the care of your baby. For some girls, it'll be the career that they choose for their life, but it may just be something that helps them as they pursue additional training or pursue further education.
According to Patrice Gilpin, Sandals Foundation's public relations manager, the donation is a part of their Women Helping Others Achieve program.
We've been collaborating with partners right across the Caribbean to provide mentorship, to provide counseling, livelihood opportunities, skills training, access to health services, and education. And this is being done to young girls and women alike. We believe that education is the vehicle through which one can achieve their highest potential. Our teen mothers need that second chance. They need that second chance to create a solid framework for their lives. And so, as Ms. Brown mentioned earlier, since 2014, we have been a long-standing partner of PACE. We've been investing in the continued education of the young girls who come here because at that moment in time, in their new realities, they are afraid, they are unsure, and they're at their most vulnerable.
We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports tonight, we'll give you all the details as the New Providence Softball Association playoffs continue. Details ahead in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502.
You'll need to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focus Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Author, evangelist, and international speaker Bishop Jackie McCullough made a courtesy call on Governor General Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt this morning at Government House. The 74-year-old founder and pastor of the international gathering at Beth Rapha is no stranger to the Bahamas, having visited on many occasions. The Governor General presented Bishop McCullough with a copy of Jones Communications' 50th Independence Edition book. The three-day International Atomic Energy Agency workshop ended at the Atlanta's Paradise Island Resort today. The partnership included training Bahamians in the safe handling and regulation of nuclear and chemical materials. The Department of Environmental Health is the lead agency in collecting information through inspections and surveys of the materials in this country.
We came up with a form to ask them for information, and for those who replied when we requested it, we conducted a on-site visit to verify the information that's there. There are some persons who never replied. We showed up anyways, and with their cooperation, we were able to gain some information. What we then did with that information is we input it into an Excel spreadsheet. And then later on, we learned that the IAEA had another software with the acronym RIAS. And so we input that information into the RIAS software that helps us to give an accounting for what's in country.
Ruth Munning says Bahamians trained for peaceful uses of nuclear and chemical materials are now training others around the world.
No matter where you go, the regulations or the way the things are done in terms of import-export in most cases will be the same. We have had officers, not only myself, but we have had officers that have gone and did extensive training in Canada. I think Mr. O'Neill was one of those that assisted greatly too with writing the application form. So all of these things are pluses for the country when we're able to go and to bring back training.
Young residents with criminal records in the Baines and Grantstown community given a new lease on life thanks to Member of Parliament Wade Watson. This is the first in a series of free legal aid clinics for the area, which is part of an ongoing effort to give would-be offenders a clean slate.
What we're trying to do today is assist as many of our constituents as possible, male and female, who may run afoul of the law some time ago and may still have those offenses on their criminal records. What we're trying to do is to see how best we can have those records expunged so that the young men and young women who are applying for jobs in corporate Bahamas have the ability to gain employment without having those records held on their back. Or held against them. We also will be providing affidavit services.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, among some of the top legal minds, providing information to constituents.
Knowledge is power. And in the context of expungement, the Bible says you ask not because you have not because you ask not. So there are a lot of people who could have their records expunged early if it's hampering them, but they may not do it because they do not know. Anything that arms people with information increases the power that they possess to live more fulfilled lives.
Stay close. There's more news right after this. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
Why pay more when you can pay less? Shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4 ounce, 2 for $2. Distinction Long Life Milk, assorted 1 liter, $2.29. Old Carolina bacon, 12 ounce, $4.49. Sweet bananas, 89 cents per pound. Beef short ribs, $2.99 per pound. Rescuing you from high prices. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
your one-stop shop for all things news and entertainment.
Bringing you exclusive content from unique talents you can't find anywhere else.
Keeping you updated with the top stories from across the nation.
And entertained with a variety of engaging content.
All in one place.
With one click.
You mean I can get all this in the palm of my hand?
Yes.
On all my favorite devices? Yes. And with unlimited access to all types of different content.
You won't need to look anywhere else.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
The Dixon Hill Lighthouse on San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
Well, what about me? What about you? What? Well, I thirsty too, you know. You want to see all the water out there? Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water?
You crazy, eh?
I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know.
Ain't nobody can drink salt water.
Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round, especially on the beach and during the hot summer months.
Summers are very hot here in the Bahamas, so please make sure all pets have ample, cool, fresh water in proper containers and sufficient shelter from the sun, even on the beach. And make sure all dog houses and kennels have proper ventilation. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See? This ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
For generations, Bahamians, visitors, and international customers have enjoyed the luscious taste of the Bahamian spiny lobster. The spiny lobster is the most lucrative marine resource in the Bahamas that supports a profitable fishing industry, generating millions of dollars annually and providing employment for thousands of Bahamians. Though the lobster fishery seems stable, threats impacting this fishery still exist, including illegal harvesting of undersized lobsters and harvesting during the close season. To address some of these threats impacting lobster populations, a lobster fishery improvement project is being implemented. In order to sustain the country's lobster populations and secure Bahamian livelihoods, all stakeholders must work together and participate in efforts such as the Lobster Fishery Improvement Project to help better manage our fishery.
I would like to encourage all Bahamian stakeholders to promote and support legal harvesting and purchasing of lobsters. If we expect to benefit from our marine resources well into the future, we must take action now and make the necessary changes to protect our way of life.
I think all Bahamians should support the Fisheries Improvement Project. It helps to strengthen the management process for our fisheries.
This weekend, Exuma and Inagua residents will experience the best of the Bahamas with the launch of Goombay Summer Festival, held between July 4th and August 17th in Freeport and Nassau. This electrifying series of events is a lively mix of culture and native cuisine that guarantees both locals and visitors a vibrant summer here in the Bahamas. The festival is a big boost for the local economy with over 50 vendors, artisans, and artists showcasing their unique skills. John Canoe and Rake and Scrape also a hit for hundreds, and organizers hope to introduce additional elements to the signature festival in the coming weeks. And it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil, and it's the weekend.
It is the weekend, and the tropics is also heating up. We have 4 areas that we are monitoring for some development over the next 7 days. The details coming up later in the newscast. But right now, we have mostly cloudy skies, temperature 81 degrees, the relative humidity at 79%, the barometric pressure 1,016.0 millibars, that's 30.00 inches, and your temperatures around the islands this evening, Marshall, Barbacoa at 80 degrees, 82 in Greentoll Key, and in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands 86, Alistown, Bimini 84 degrees, in Harbor Island 83, Rock Sandy Lutra with some showers taking place there, have a temperature of 77 degrees, 81 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, also Kemps Bay, South Andros, Black Point, Exuma as well, Alistown Canal, and under some heavy clouds as well with a temperature of 78 degrees, and that's also in San Salvador and Rumkey. Georgetown, Exuma, just behind you have a temperature of 78 degrees, 81 in Clarence Town, Long Island, Ragged Island and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay may go on at 84, Ackland's 88, Matchetown, Niagara at 85, and the Turks and Caicos Islands are very warm, 90 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by a live business where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the northwestern parts of our country tonight through Sunday, the winds are going to be southeast at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Your low tide will take place at 53 minutes past midnight, a high tide at 6:42 tomorrow morning. And for the central and southeastern islands through Sunday, east to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 6 feet, maintaining caution flags for the central and southeastern islands into Sunday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. For your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay here. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.
It's time to grow your church. Time to extend your message to all the islands in the Bahamas, into the Turks and Caicos Islands, and to the world via the ZNS app and website. It's time to broadcast your church's services on ZNS TV. To help you with that, ZNS has some exciting new packages with very good prices. It's time to call 502-3813 for details.
Your one-stop shop for all things news and entertainment.
Bringing you exclusive content from unique talents you can't find anywhere else.
Keeping you updated with the top stories from across the nation.
And entertained with a variety of engaging content.
All in one place.
With one click.
You mean I can get all this in the palm of my hand?
Yes.
On all my favorite devices?
Yes. And with unlimited access to all types of different content,
you won't need to look anywhere else.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
PREP stands for Prepare, Refocus, Educate, and Produce. When young people come to the program, we make them feel comfortable. We may break out into groups. When Philip asked Nathaniel said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Has anyone said, "Can anything good come out of Canaan Lane? Can anything good come out of Ball's Alley?" There are a lot of young people in Canaan Lane who are excelling in track, who are doing well in school. What I started PREP to help to do, to get people to understand and notice that there are problems and issues that are going on with our young people, that indeed we who can do something should do something. And so PREP is here for them, creating the opportunities, letting them know that there is potential that you have not yet discovered within yourself. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Our marine resources were once considered inexhaustible. Conch and reef fish like grouper were abundant everywhere, and it seemed as if the lobster catch would rise forever. But today, there is a downward trend that affects everyone. Researchers say we can reverse the trend by protecting more marine habitats. And the good news is that most Bahamians strongly support efforts to halt further decline. Tripling the size of our network of marine parks will mean more fish and conch for everyone, now and for the future, as well as more recreational and ecotourism opportunities. Today, only 10% of our waters are protected. Surveys show that most Bahamians consider protection of our marine environment to be a top national priority. More protection means more benefits for everyone, now and in the future. It's a win-win-win strategy for the economy, for Bahamians, and for nature. Protect our sea, protect our way of life, protect the Bahamas. See the future. Visit Bahamas Protected on Facebook to learn more about marine protected areas.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Well, Team Bahamas down to its final competitor at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru. Carlos Brown Jr. powering his way to a third-place finish yesterday in the boys' 200-meter semifinals. Running out of lane 9, Brown able to get off to a quick start with the competition trailing, able to hold on in the final 100 meters in a time of 21.19 seconds. That's the fourth fastest time going into the finals.
I feel really good. I just wanted to go there. I seen that I was in lane 9 and wanted them to chase me. So I wanted to get off the curve fast, execute my race, and finish strong.
Now the finals are set to run around 7:50 this evening. RJ Philippe is with the team, and he'll keep us posted there. Now, ladies softball playoffs continuing last night. Black Scorpions looking to even up their best-of-5 series with the R&B Operators. Scorpions, they jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the first and would ride that momentum the rest of the way. Operators would tie the game in the top of the 6th at 9, but the Scorpions would answer with 7 runs off some clutch hitting in the bottom of that very same inning. They get the win 16-9, game ending by the 7-run mercy rule. So that series now tied at 1 apiece. On the men's side, the Cybertech Blue Marlins, they scored 20 runs, top of the first, and never looked back. They dismantled the Titans here, 25-7 in 3 innings. Christian Colley, a winning pitcher over Marino Cartwright. Stephen Russell was 2 for 3 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Jason Wood also with a home run and 3 RBIs tonight. Playoff action continues on Saturday. And Government League basketball action continues tonight at D.W. Davis. Solid Rock E&G Legends, they'll take on Bahamas Customs Taxmen at 7. Nassau Flight Services Ballers, they'll play the Police Crime Stoppers. That'll be your feature game, comes your way at 8 o'clock this evening. And that's it. To check on sports for you here tonight. Of course, our Friday weather forecast just around the corner. Stay with us.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
104.5 FM, the National Voice, is on the move this Sunday. Join us, Church of God, Joe Farrington Road, for the service of installation for the Reverend Andrea Smith and Bishop Dr. Joseph A. Smith as Administrative Bishop of the Church of God, Bahamas. Save the date, September 1st at 4 p.m. at the William Johnson Auditorium on Joe Farrington Road. Live on the National Voice, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and ZNS TV.
We have more than anyone else. We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the Sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and radio community announcements. The most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of the human history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more news and local programming. We're simply the most, the new ZNS.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop.
2 minutes to airtime. I came back home to make sure you have the most in news and entertainment. We're simply the most.
And I came back home to make sure that you have the most in information, education, entertainment, and inspiration. We're simply the most. The new ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Your one-stop shop for all things news and entertainment.
Bringing you exclusive content from unique talents you can't find anywhere else.
Keeping you updated with the top stories from across the nation.
And entertained with a variety of engaging content.
All in one place.
With one click.
You mean I can get all this in the palm of my hand?
Yes.
On all my favorite devices?
Yes. And with unlimited access to all types of different content.
You won't need to look anywhere else.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Did you know that there are over 30,000 Bahamians with diabetes and another 23,000 with prediabetes? Each year, this number is expected to increase. Many people who have diabetes are unaware. If you are having blurry vision, feeling thirsty, urinating frequently, or are unusually tired or losing weight despite a healthy diet, you may have diabetes. If you have a parent or sibling that has diabetes, you are also at an increased risk of developing diabetes. If you have noticed any of these symptoms, it is important to see your doctor, who will perform the necessary tests to confirm the diagnosis. Together, we can beat diabetes.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in the parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the... Look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park. Just don't park on the gas spot. No, man, you can't park on the gas spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. On the gas spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way park here. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bar big broke, and he got a sticker inside. This ain't this mud though. We gotta move. This is a honey gas. Let's go. But we gotta move. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Assessing whether or not you have a medical emergency is sometimes difficult in a crisis and could quite literally mean the difference between life and death. However, you should only access services at the emergency department if you're presenting with serious or life-threatening conditions. Here's a list of symptoms that require you to seek care at the emergency department. Chest pain, severe shortness of breath, numbness, tingling, and weakness, trauma with the possibility of fracture or internal bleeding, heavy bleeding, serious burns, unusual or severe headaches, poison or overdose, seizures, thoughts of suicide, severe pain to the body, severe allergic reactions, and loss of consciousness. If you feel that you or a loved one are experiencing a life-threatening medical emergency and that the condition will worsen on the way to the hospital, then call 919 and an emergency medical services provider will be dispatched to you. It is important to pay attention to the symptoms that indicate an emergency. It is also important to have a primary care physician who monitors your health. In a non-emergency situation, you should call or schedule a visit with your primary care physician or visit a clinic to be seen by a doctor. Remember, the best person to manage your health is you.
Agent, before we send you out in the world, we must make sure that your mission is in. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom. For help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay. And bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the tropics is expected to become extremely active over the next several days. Here's an area in the northwest Gulf of Mexico that could develop into a tropical depression tomorrow, moving north near the Texas coastline. And then we have this area here by Monday. We can see some development taking place here as well as this system moves towards the west. So this is the one we'll really keep our eyes on. And then just off the Florida coast there, have another area that we're looking at, and sometime between Tuesday of next week, that too can fire up. And then finally, over in the far eastern Atlantic, another area we're giving that about a 20% chance of development, and that should take place sometime around the middle part of next week. Satellite pictures showing that mid to upper level trough still producing heavy showers and thunderstorms over parts of the Bahamas, particularly the more easterly islands like Abaco, Eleuthera, Cat Islands, and Salvador and Rumkey. All of those islands are in the mix. And our forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy, a bit on the warm side with a couple of showers and even a thunderstorm possible later on tonight, but your low temperature getting down to 79 degrees. And tomorrow, cloudy once again with a couple of showers and thunderstorms, 87 degrees for your high temperature, and the extended weather forecast looking like this. The wet stuff will be with us right through Sunday, so keep those umbrellas very handy. But as we head into the early part of next week, we'll get some sunshine back in our forecast, and things will improve as we head later into the week.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. The National Report from all of us here at ZNS. I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching